Miller absorbed the pressure and began rebuilding the innings. He found the perfect partner in Keegan Lancashire, the rising star who played beyond his years. Lancashire contributed a crucial 45 off 40 balls, rotating strike and holding firm while Miller went on the attack. Together, they stitched a match-defining 114-run partnership for the fifth wicket, completely changing the momentum. Miller was relentless. Sixes flowed. Gaps opened. The required rate collapsed. Lancashire fell just short of the finish line, but by then, the damage was done. As the game tightened, the St. George's Park crowd roared, hoping for a super over to cap off New Year's Eve. Instead, heartbreak. A wide ball from Lewis Gregory sealed the deal, confirming Paarl Royals' victory with 2 balls remaining and 5 wickets in hand. David Miller finished unbeaten on a commanding 71 off just 38 deliveries, a knock packed with authority, timing, and leadership. This win was more than just 2 points for the Royals. It lifted them off the bottom of the table, restoring belief after a tough start to the season. For the Sunrisers, despite the loss, they remain top of the Betway SA20 standings with 10 points, heading into the new year firmly in control. The night belonged to David Miller, and the awards confirmed it. Player of the Match, David Miller. Its reigning Sixes award, David Miller, 5 sixes. Switch Game Changer, David Miller. ABSA Moneyball Saver, Bjorn Fortuin, 14 balls. DP World Dispatch of the Day, Jordan Herman. Leadership. Composure. Class. New Year's Eve belonged to the Sunrisers, until David Miller decided otherwise. A captain's innings. A teenage sensation announced, and a season-defining win for Paarl Royals. What did you make of Miller's knock, one of the best chases in SA20 history so far? Drop your thoughts in the comments. What happens when a target of 177 feels like nothing more than net practice? In Centurion, Sunrisers Eastern Cape delivered one of the most dominant chases in SA20 history, a night where Pretoria Capitals had no answers, no control, and no comeback. This wasn't just a win. This was a statement. The 14th match of SA20 saw Pretoria Capitals win the toss and make a bold call, batting first under lights at Centurion, a venue famously known for favoring the chase. That decision quickly came back to haunt them. Despite half-centuries from Connor Esterhuizen and Sherfane Rutherford, Pretoria Capitals never truly gained momentum. Their innings lacked fluency and rhythm against a sharp and disciplined Sunrisers Eastern Cape bowling attack. Anrich Nortje was relentless, operating at full throttle to finish with 3 for 32, while Adam Milne smartly varied his pace to pick up 2 for 36. Lewis Gregory was equally impressive, strangling the run flow with an economy rate of just 4.5. Pretoria Capitals eventually crawled to 176 for 7, a total that felt at least 20 runs short. For Connor Esterhuizen, this innings was personal. After a slow start to his SA20 campaign and beginning this match on 6 off 8 balls, Esterhuizen finally found his timing in the power play. Once he cleared his front leg, the momentum shifted instantly. He punished anything on his pads, took on Nortje's short balls, and carved Marco Jansen through the covers with authority. His 28-ball 50 was his first for Pretoria Capitals and a rare bright spot in an otherwise forgettable night for the hosts. If the bat didn't break Pretoria's spirit, Quinton de Kock certainly did behind the stumps. After already producing one of the catches of the tournament earlier this season, de Kock went even better in Centurion. With Andre Russell attempting to launch, a mistimed edge flew wide, and de Kock responded with a stunning one-handed diving catch that will feature in highlight reels for years. It summed up the night. Everything Sunrisers Eastern Cape touched turned to gold. If Pretoria Capitals believed 176 might be defendable, Quinton de Kock and Johnny Bairstow erased that hope within minutes. From the very first over, the tone was brutal. Boundaries flowed effortlessly. Timing was pristine. Fielders were reduced to spectators. The opening pair smashed 13 fours and 12 sixes in a flawless, unbeaten stand, the highest opening partnership in Sunrisers Eastern Cape history and the second highest in SA20 overall. By the end of the power play, SEC were 66 without loss, needing just 111 from 14 overs. There was no pressure, no risk, and no panic. Then came the over that defined the match. Facing Keshav Maharaj, Johnny Bairstow unleashed absolute carnage. 6, 6, 6, 4, 6, 6. It was the most expensive over in SA20 history. Bairstow brought up his 50 off 35 balls and never looked back. What was once 61 needed off 9 overs instantly dropped to 27 off 8. The bonus point was inevitable. Bairstow finished 85 not out, while Quinton de Kock remained unbeaten on 79, sealing the first ever 10-wicket win in a completed SA20 match. This victory sends Sunrisers Eastern Cape straight to the top of the points table, 2 points clear at the halfway stage of the group phase. More importantly, it highlights their terrifying balance, elite pace bowling, world-class fielding, and an opening partnership capable of ending matches inside 15 overs. For Pretoria Capitals, the concerns are mounting. With just 1 win from 5 matches, they sit outside the playoff positions and are running out of room for error. Tactical missteps, inconsistent batting, and an inability to control power play damage are problems that need immediate fixing. A record-breaking chase, a flawless opening stand, and a reminder that when Sunrisers Eastern Cape, they are almost impossible to stop. Is this the most dominant team in SA20 right now? And can Pretoria Capitals recover before it's too late? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Welcome back to Sports Review. In the third match of SA20 2025-26, we witnessed one of the most dominant performances of the tournament so far. At Boland Park, the Sunrisers Eastern Cape dismantled the Paarl Royals in a one-sided contest that ended with a massive 137-run victory. The visitors did not just win, they delivered a statement that will echo through this season. A complete performance with bat and ball, a collapse from the Royals, and a bonus point win to go top of the table. Sunrisers Eastern Cape elected to bat first and immediately took control. Johnny Bairstow and Quinton de Kock opened with intent, racing to 66 for the first wicket. Their partnership laid the perfect platform, forcing Paarl Royals onto the back foot from the start. A brilliant catch broke the stand, but the momentum remained firmly with the Sunrisers as they reached 186 for 4, one of the most commanding totals seen at the venue this season. The turning point in the innings came when Matthew Breitsk and Jordan Herman took charge in the final overs. Their 73-run partnership from 41 balls finished the innings in ruthless fashion. Herman reached a quick-fire 50, while Breitsk punished anything off target. The final 4 overs produced 57 runs, and suddenly the target became a mountain for the Royals. Chasing 187, the Royals were in trouble immediately. Early wickets shut down any chance of momentum. Within minutes, the scoreboard reflected the pressure, the top order gone, the middle order exposed, and no one able to build a partnership. Wickets fell rapidly, and the chase never recovered. The Sunrisers' attack delivered a masterclass. Anrich Norch was the standout performer, claiming 4 for 13 with pace, bounce, and accuracy. His spell broke the Royals' backbone and ensured the momentum never shifted. Others around him supported the effort with disciplined lines and sharp fielding that turned pressure into breakthroughs. The innings ended at just 49 runs, the lowest total of the season, completed in only 11.5 overs. With this victory, the Sunrisers Eastern Cape jumped to the top of the table. Their batting depth, pace attack, and closing control all point toward a team ready to challenge for the title. The Royals, meanwhile, will need answers. Their batting approach, shot selection, and stability under pressure will be key areas to address moving forward. A powerhouse display from Sunrisers Eastern Cape and a night to forget for Paarl Royals. What does this mean for the tournament ahead? Can the Royals bounce back, or has a title contender already separated itself from the pack? Share your thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe for more SA20 match breakdowns, and stay tuned for our next coverage. Today on Sports Review, a dramatic turnaround in the SA20 at Supersport Park where Joburg Super Kings snapped their Centurion curse with a commanding 22-run victory over the Pretoria Capitals. The match flipped on its head after a dominant start by the Capitals, only for one bowler to take control and rewrite the story. Let's break it down. The Pretoria Capitals opted to bowl first, and early on the decision looked correct. Faf du Plessis and Matthew de Villiers fell inside the power play, leaving JSK at 16 for 2. The innings needed rebuilding, and that is exactly what Riley Rosso and Wyan Mulder provided. Rosso struck 48 from 33 balls, while Mulder added 43 from 28. Their partnership rebuilt momentum and brought stability to the innings. As they attacked the spinners and rotated strike effectively, JSK pushed forward. Later, Akil Hossain added crucial late runs to push the total to 168 for 6, a score that looked competitive but not dominating on a batting-friendly pitch. Chasing 169, the Capitals came out firing. Will Smead and Bryce Parsons put on a confident 71-run opening stand, with Smead scoring 34 and Parsons 41. At that point, Pretoria looked in full control and the Super Kings were struggling for answers. The required rate was comfortable, momentum was on the Capitals' side, and a successful chase looked likely. Everything changed the moment Duan Jansen came into the attack. Delivering a career-best spell, he finished with figures of 4 for 23, hitting a hard length and forcing errors from the batters. From 71 without loss, the Capitals crashed to 89 for 5. Pressure built, the run rate climbed, and panic set in. From there, JSK controlled the game. Richard Gleeson and Wyan Mulder backed Jansen with disciplined bowling, shutting down scoring options. The Capitals never recovered from the collapse and eventually finished at 146 for 9, falling 22 runs short. This victory marked Joburg Super Kings' first ever win at SuperSport Park in 4 SA20 seasons, breaking a long-standing drought at the venue. It proved they could defend totals under pressure and highlighted the strength of their bowling attack when it mattered most. For Pretoria, the match exposed middle-order vulnerability and showed how quickly momentum can shift in T20 cricket. A brilliant comeback from JSK, a statement performance from Duan Jansen, and a collapse Pretoria will want to forget. If this game is a sign of what's ahead in SA20 2025, we're in for a thrilling season. This is Sports Review. Like, comment, and subscribe for more breakdowns and highlights. Low scores. Turning pitch, spinners in complete control. For a moment, Durban felt less like South Africa and more like Delhi. In the sixth match, what looked like a routine league game turned into a tactical masterclass, as Joburg Super Kings outthought, outbowled, and outplayed Durban's Super Giants in a gripping low-scoring encounter. Bowled out for just 86, Super Giants never truly recovered, and by the time Riley Rosso took control, the result felt inevitable. Let's break down how this match was decided long before the final ball. A pitch that changed everything. From the very first over, it was clear this was not a surface for stroke making. The pitch was slow, two-paced, and tailor-made for bowlers who could take pace off the ball. Joburg Super Kings read it perfectly. They opened the bowling with spin, a bold but decisive call. Subrayan sets the trap. Prenilan Subrayan was the architect of Super Giants' collapse. His figures of 3 for 16, packed with 15-dot balls, choked the innings entirely. He struck early. Devon Conway fell for 4 in his first over. Kane Williamson followed for 2. Jos Buttler never found momentum, dismissed for 12. By the end of the power play, Durban's Super Giants were 23 for 3, already fighting the pitch rather than the opposition. Middle overs, no escape. The struggles continued through the middle. Aiden Markram tried to anchor the innings, scoring 22 off 27, but fluency never arrived. Just as acceleration looked possible, Faf du Plessis produced a stunning catch at wide long off to remove him. Moments later, du Plessis struck again at short cover as Ethan Bosch edged one from Akil Hossain. At 62 for 6, Super Giants were sinking fast. Gleeson and the final collapse. The end came swiftly. Richard Gleeson ripped through the tail, finishing with 3 for 2, as every single Super Giants wicket fell to a catch. From start to finish, it was a textbook bowling performance. Durban Super Giants were bowled out for just 86. The chase, a brief twist. The second innings didn't begin smoothly either. Simon Harmer fought back with the new ball, dismissing Wyan Mulder and conceding only 9 runs across his 3 power play overs. Super Kings stumbled to 26 for 3 after 6 overs, and suddenly the contest looked alive. But one man saw the pitch differently. Rosso reads the game. Riley Rosso played the defining innings of the match. Standing deep in his crease, he swung cleanly through the line, adjusting better than anyone to the slow surface. His 43 off 32 balls, with 5 fours and 1 6, accounted for nearly half the target. He targeted pace intelligently and punished Noor Ahmad, especially in the 9th over that went for 16 runs. Even when edges flew, Rosso stayed in control. The moment that sealed it. Noor Ahmad eventually bowled Rosso in the 12th over, but by then, the match was already drifting away. At 75 for 3, the finish was inevitable. Donovan Ferreira ended the game in style, smashing Ethan Bosch for a 4 and a 6, as Joburg Super Kings cruised home with 6 wickets in hand. This match was won in the first 6 overs. Joburg Super Kings understood the pitch, trusted spin early, and forced Super Giants into mistakes. In contrast, Durban Super Giants relied too heavily on pace, a costly misread on a surface demanding patience and variation. The result sends Super Kings to second position on the points table, secured with a bonus point victory, while Super Giants are left with serious questions about adaptability. In a game where timing was impossible and aggression was punished, intelligence ruled. Joburg Super Kings didn't just win, they outthought their opponents. On a night built for spinners and composure, one team adjusted, the other didn't. And that made all the difference. What started as a match heading toward a 200-plus total ended in a complete collapse. Sunrisers Eastern Cape looked in full control, Pretoria Capitals looked settled in the chase. But one delivery changed everything. This is how Quinton de Kock, Matthew Breitsch, and Adam Milne turned match 5 into a one-sided finish. Sunrisers Eastern Cape built strong, but missed 200. After an early setback with Johnny Bairstow dismissed by Lungi Njidi in just the second over, Sunrisers Eastern Cape found stability and dominance. Quinton de Kock and Matthew Breitsch stitched together a commanding 116-run partnership, controlling the tempo through the power play. By the end of 6 overs, SEC had raced to 64 runs, smashing 5 sixes, 4 of them off de Kock's. One effortless loft over mid-off against Njidi summed up his authority. De Kock brought up his 50 off just 29 balls, while Breitsch, initially steady, shifted gears rapidly, moving from 25 off 20 to a half-century in 30 balls. When de Kock was stumped for 77 off 47 balls in the 14th over, SEC looked firmly on course for a massive total. Capitals fight back at the death. Jordan Herman provided late momentum, striking boundaries almost immediately and exploding in the 17th over with a 4 and a 6. At 168 for 3, SEC had their sights set on 200. But Timo Mills and Lungi Njidi executed perfectly at the death. Slower balls into the pitch strangled the scoring rate, conceding just 20 runs in the final 3 overs. Herman fell for 37 off 20, and SEC settled for 188 for 6, a strong total, but slightly below their early promise. The chase, Capitals start well. Pretoria Capitals began confidently. At 49 for 1 after 5 overs, Shy Hope was flying, 36 off 18 balls, hammering 5 fours and a 6, including 3 boundaries off Anrich North. Momentum was firmly with the Capitals. Then came Adam Milne. A back-of-the-hand slower ball, Yorker length. And Hope's off stump was shattered. The game turned instantly. Collapse triggered by 1 ball. Lewis Gregory removed DeWald Brevis, but Will Smeed looked settled and in control. With 92 needed off 58 balls and 7 wickets in hand, the chase was still alive. Then Sanuran Mutasamy delivered a left-arm spinner's dream. The ball drifted, dipped, turned, and clipped the top of middle. Smeed gone for 35. That wicket triggered a collapse, 3 wickets for 14 runs, and from there, Pretoria Capitals never recovered. Adam Milne continued to dismantle the middle order. Connor Esterhuizen bowled by another slower ball, a costly mix-up leading to Wihan Love's run-out. 2 more wickets in the 17th over, Keshav Maharaj and Sherfane Rutherford. Though Rutherford fought with 25 off 19 balls, it was far too much to do. Pretoria Capitals were eventually bowled out for 140. This match was defined by control and composure. Sunrisers Eastern Cape dominated key phases despite missing 200. Their bowlers adapted brilliantly, especially Milne, whose variations destroyed the chase. Mutusami's wicket of Smeed was the decisive turning point. A 48-run victory and a valuable bonus point underlined SEC's authority. From a threatening Capitals chase to a complete collapse in under 10 overs. Sunrisers Eastern Cape made their moments count, and Adam Milne made sure there was no comeback. Was that the turning point of the season for SEC? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. MI Cape Town's title defense is officially in crisis. At Newlands, a ground known for big scores, they collapsed to a shocking 88 all-out. What followed was a ruthless response from Paarl Royals, powered by a spin masterclass and a calm finish from David Miller. This wasn't just a defeat, it was a statement. MI Cape Town entered this match under pressure, having already lost 3 of their first 4 games. Choosing to bat first at a traditionally high-scoring venue, they hoped to reset their campaign. Instead, they ran straight into a disciplined and clever Paarl Royals bowling attack. From the outset, the Royals dictated terms. Spin was introduced early through Bjorn Fortune, while pace duties were smartly rotated between Kobani Makona and Otniel Bartman. The result was suffocating. MI Cape Town crawled to just 33 runs in the power play, hitting only 2 boundaries. Both openers were dismissed cheaply. Rassie van der Dussen sliced Sikandar Raza to square leg, and Ryan Rickelton miscued Makona to mid-off. At the halfway stage, MI Cape Town were 53 for 2, and the pressure only intensified. The turning point came with Sikandar Raza completely taking control. Jason Smith, under scrutiny after his surprise T20 World Cup selection, failed to deliver, bowled by Raza for just 4. Moments later, George Linda offered a simple return catch, and Rashid Khan mishit a slog, with David Miller completing a sharp catch in the deep. Raza finished with a stunning 4 for 13, backed superbly by Bartman's 2 for 8 and Makona's 2 for 10. MI Cape Town were bowled out for 88, their lowest ever SA20 score batting first, and the lowest first innings total at Newlands in the competition's history. Chasing just 89, the Royals had a brief wobble when Luandre Pretorius was dismissed by a trademark Trent Bolt outswinger. Ruben Herman survived an early scare, and that moment proved crucial. It was Asa Tribe who took the game away. Confident, composed, and fearless, Tribe attacked both Bolt and Kagiso Rabada, smashing boundaries and sixes to put the result beyond doubt inside the power play. He raced to 34 off 28 balls, setting the tone for a stress-free chase. Although both Tribe and Herman fell before the finish, there was no drama. Kyle Verin and Captain David Miller closed it out, with Miller sealing the win in style with a 6. Paarl Royals reached the target in just 13 overs, securing a 7-wicket bonus point victory and completing a historic first win over MI Cape Town at Newlands. This result sends both teams in opposite directions. MI Cape Town now sit bottom of the table with 4 losses in 5 games and fading playoff hopes. With half the league stage done, they need immediate wins, and help from other results, to stay alive. For Paarl Royals, this was a complete performance. After a heavy opening match defeat, they bounced back with 3 straight wins, climbing to second place on the table, just 2 points behind Joburg Super Kings. Sikandar Raza has been a revelation, finishing player of the match with 75.2% of the fan vote, and sitting 3rd on the tournament's wicket charts. Supported by young talent like Makona and the experience of Bartman, the Royals now look like genuine title contenders. A record collapse, a spin-driven demolition, and a captain-sealing victory with a 6, this Western Cape Derby belonged entirely to Paarl Royals. For MI Cape Town, the alarm bells are ringing loud. Can they still turn their season around, or is this SA20 campaign slipping away? Let us know your thoughts. New Year's Day 2026 delivered pure chaos, raw emotion, and history at the Wanderers. For the first time ever in Betway SA20, a match was decided by a super over, and what unfolded between Joburg Super Kings and Durban Super Giants will be remembered as one of the most dramatic nights the league has ever seen. A last ball run out, a tied score at 205. And a super over that flipped the table standings. This was SA20 drama at its absolute peak. The Wanderers was buzzing from the very start, and Joburg Super Kings made sure they set the tone early. Captain Faf du Plessis led from the front with a fluent 47 off 30 balls, combining with Matthew de Villiers, who chipped in with 38 off 26, as the pair raced to an explosive 89-run opening stand in just 8.4 overs. But momentum briefly swung when Durban Super Giants introduced their spin attack. Afghanistan star Noor Ahmad was sensational, delivering one of the finest spells of the tournament, 3 wickets for just 12 runs. He was backed brilliantly by Simon Harmer, who conceded only 22 runs and took a wicket, as the duo strangled JSK through the middle overs. Together, they gave away just 33 runs in 8 overs. Just when it looked like the Super Giants had clawed their way back, Shubham Ranjane took control. The US international produced a match-defining innings, scoring his maiden Betway SA20 half-century, an unbeaten 50 off 31 balls, laced with 4 boundaries and 2 towering sixes. He first rebuilt momentum with Wyan Mulder in a steady 64-run partnership, before unleashing complete mayhem at the death. Ranjane then joined forces with wicketkeeper Donovan Ferreira, and the duo detonated the final overs with an unbroken 49-run stand-off just 16 balls. Ferreira was unstoppable, 33 not out off 10 balls, smashing 4 sixes, as JSK surged to 205 for 4. While the spin unit shone for DSG, their seamers struggled badly. David Wees, Ethan Bosch, and Queen Mafaka leaked a combined 159 runs from just 11 overs, a decisive factor in the contest. Chasing 206, Durban Super Giants showed intent early, with their entire top 6 getting starts, but crucially, no one converted. The game changed when Captain Aiden Markram and Evan Jones came together. Their blistering 60-run standoff just 24 balls dragged DSG right back into contention and reignited belief in the visiting dugout. But just as the pressure peaked, Richard Gleeson struck gold. Markram was caught at long on off Gleeson, who finished with 3 for 41, triggering a dramatic collapse at the death. Jones kept fighting, hammering 43 off 17 balls, but chaos followed. He was run out off the first ball of the penultimate over, and on the very next delivery, Gleeson clean bowled David Wees, swinging momentum firmly back toward JSK. Yet the drama wasn't done. With 15 runs required off the final over, Wyan Mulder was thrown the ball. Ethan Bosch smashed a 6 off the second delivery. Mulder bowled 2 costly wides. Then Simon Harmer struck a boundary off the penultimate ball to level the scores. Everything came down to the final delivery. And that's when Donovan Ferreira delivered magic. A lightning-fast throw. The stumps shattered. Bosch was run out. 205 all out. The match was tied. History was made as Betway SA20 witnessed its first ever super over. Richard Gleeson once again stepped up for JSK. He nearly had Evan Jones caught at long off the very first ball, but held his nerve magnificently. Tight lines, calm execution, and on the final ball, Jones was run out. Durban's Super Giants managed just 5 runs. That target was never going to be enough. JSK sent out Riley Rosso, and he wasted no time. Facing Noor Ahmad, Rosso smashed 2 boundaries, sealing the super over in emphatic fashion and sending the Wanderers into celebration mode. This win propelled Joburg Super Kings to the top of the Betway SA20 table, making them the only unbeaten team in the competition after 3 straight victories. It was also a night dominated by one man. Donovan Ferreira was named player of the match, winning 55.6% of the fan vote. He also collected multiple post-match awards, underlining his all-round impact with bat, gloves, and nerves of steel. For Durban's super giants, despite the brilliance of Noor Ahmad and Simon Harmer, costly death bowling and missed moments proved decisive in one of the tightest finishes the league has ever seen. A tied game. A super over. And a New Year's Day thriller that redefined drama in Betway SA20. If this match is any indication, the 2026 season is just getting started, and it's already delivering unforgettable moments. What did you think of that final over and super over drama? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. History was written at Kingsmead, but not without late-night nerves, dropped shoulders, and one unforgettable over. A record-breaking century, the first hat-trick of its kind, and a chase that refused to die. Pretoria Capitals vs Durban Super Giants delivered pure SA20 drama. This match mattered because records fell, strategies were tested, and one man redefined his T20 legacy. For Shy Hope, this was unfamiliar territory. After 194 T20 innings without a century, he produced a career-defining knock, 118 not out from 69 balls, the highest individual score in SA20 history. Opening alongside Connor Esterhuizen, Hope dominated from the outset. While Esterhuizen contributed a steady 37 from 28 balls, the partnership belonged almost entirely to Hope. By the time Esterhuizen fell, the Capitals had raced to 101 in 11 overs, with Hope already past 50. Hope's innings was built on authority and elegance, swivel pulls, clean sweeps, powerful strikes through the offside, combining control with calculated aggression. His second 50 came faster than his first, as he accelerated seamlessly through the middle overs. After Esterhuizen's dismissal, Hope added 85 runs and 44 balls with Roston Chase. Then came a moment never seen before in SA20 history. Chase was strategically retired out with 10 balls remaining. The move did not immediately pay off. Sherfane Rutherford departed without scoring. But Dewald Brevis changed the momentum instantly, launching two massive sixes over deep square leg, one of which struck a spectator. Those final blows pushed Pretoria Capitals to a formidable 201 for 4, setting Durban's Super Giants an unprecedented challenge. Chasing over 200 had never been done at Kingsmead in SA20. Jos Buttler tried to make the impossible believable. At halfway, DSG were 90 for 3, having lost Marquez Ackerman, Kane Williamson, and Aiden Markram after promising starts. Buttler, batting at number 3, kept the chase alive with clean, inventive stroke play. 24 of his first 30 runs came in boundaries. He punished Lungi Njidi with consecutive sixes to bring up his 50, but support never arrived. Heinrich Clausen struggled, Evan Jones fell first ball, and pressure continued to mount. With 42 required from 17 balls, hope still flickered. Then Lungi Njidi delivered a moment that silenced Kingsmead, an 18th over hat-trick, the first of its kind in SA20. David Wees, Sunil Narine, and Gerald Cutsey fell in succession, and suddenly the chase was derailed. What looked possible moments earlier now felt out of reach. But Jos Buttler was not done. Against Lizard Williams, he smashed 6-2, 4 in the 19th over, dragging DSG back into contention. 18 were needed off the final over. Roston Chase held his nerve, nailing Yorkers under pressure. Buttler finished on a valiant 97 not out, but two late runouts sealed the contest. Pretoria Capitals held on to win by 15 runs, not without a final surge of fear. This match was defined by individual brilliance and tactical boldness. Shy Hope's century was not just historic, it reshaped his T20 narrative. City's hat-trick delivered the decisive blow, while Buttler's low. For Pretoria, this was a statement win built on composure under pressure. What did you make of the retired out